Have you ever bought something that you didn't really need, but which, at the time of shopping, made you feel like that you need it the most? Have you ever said yes to a small favor of a friend, which you later realize the task made you feel uncomfortable? No, you're not stuck in a psychological glitch. You have been a victim of manipulation. Today, we are going to mix modern psychology, such as Cialdini and Festinger, with some classical philosophers such as Aristotle and Schopenhauer. Today, we are going to talk 5 research-backed ways in which people get manipulated. So the first way that how manipulators manipulate you that most philosophers talk about is the debt trap or the reciprocity trap. So what happens in that? Manipulators do some favors on you or give you something that you didn't really ask for or you didn't really need to take control over you. I'll explain you this in simple language with my personal story. There was a friend of mine during exam. I will not mention his name in the college. So what he do? He started giving me notes and other resources so that I can study well. That is what I thought. But as the exam came near and near, he asked me to complete his assignments and other things by saying that I gave you this and now you have to give me my favor back. But he gave me something which I didn't really ask for or which I didn't really need at that time. So the next technique that most manipulators use is cognitive dissonance. Yes, the name sounds complex, but the technique is very simple. Manipulators don't ask for big favors directly from you. They let you commit on the small things, and once your brain starts believing, I'm the kind of person who helps this guy, their ask grows bigger and more dangerous. You just have to say yes again and again and stay consistent with your new self-image that you have to help this guy. And that's how most manipulators manipulate you to commit something large for them. How can you prevent yourself from this is, don't let your brain say yes just because of your past actions. You are allowed to say no even after being said yes to their past requests. To be honest, it is the foot in the door technique that plays with your desire for internal logic. This is something that we all have been the victim of, the scarcity and urgency illusion. We have been the victim of this technique from childhood. The biggest example of this technique is नापतोल. बचपन से भाई ले जाओ, 2 बच्चे हैं, 3 बच्चे हैं, भाई 1 बच्चा है, भाई नहीं लोगे तो खत्म भाई, ये फोन तो खत्म, ये रिमोट कंट्रोल कार तो खत्म भाई, दोबारा आएगी भी नहीं भाई, 10 साल बाद है. This is the scarcity or the urgency illusion. This technique is also called loss aversion. A study shows that the pain of losing something is twice as powerful as joy of gaining something. That's how the world around you manipulate you. Only 2 left. Offer ends in 5 minutes. That creates a urgency illusion in front of you of maybe something that you don't even need. But just because you feel like you are missing out and everyone has bought it and there are only 2 left and maybe you won't be able to buy that in future and there is an urgency, there is a scarcity around it, you buy it. The tip of how you can prevent yourself from this is if you are feeling like that you are rushed to decide to buy something, the answer to buy that most probably is no. You shouldn't buy that. You are rushed to buy it. You don't have time to do feasibility analysis around this. You don't have time to really analyze what is the product. Do you even really need it? It's just you are being rushed to buy it. So the answer most of the time is no. You shouldn't buy it. Most famous philosophers say this is the art of being right. People create the urgency or the scarcity illusion around you, and they take your ability to reason something, to do reasoning, to do analysis, to do feasibility analysis. Point 4 and the most famous point that you have to save yourself is gaslighting and the illusion of truth. This is the most common technique that most manipulators use. What research says that it is a illusory truth effect. What happens is when your brain listens to a lie again and again, it starts believing as truth. What most manipulators do, they play with your memory. You don't remember everything during an argument, right? You don't remember everything what happens in your day, right? That's what manipulators do. They find the gap between your memory and they place their lie exactly within that memory. And then they start to make you believe you said it, you did it, you hurted them. They made you forget that they really hurted you or what they did to you. Instead, they find the gap in your memory and place their lie exactly where the gap is. And what happens is your brain starts to believe in that gap, and what happens is your brain starts to believe in that gap and start believing that lie as our truth. How can you prevent yourself from that? Believe in your intuition, believe in your gut. That is most of the time is right, because what comes from your gut is most probably stored in your subconscious mind. That is telling you, yeah, maybe that you don't remember it clearly, but it is something that you really remember. So the point fifth is the halo effect or the authority glitch. So the term halo effect is coined by psychologist Edward Thorndike. We tend to believe most of the person that looks handsome, smart or successful, even if they have no idea of what they are talking about. What the halo effect is, if we like one aspect of any person, we tend to like all of their aspect. Suppose we like someone's suits, smile or their dressing sense. So we most probably tend to like their other aspects, their communication skills, maybe the way they talk. This is why you are told to dress nicely in the interview room, because you don't know what creates a biasness for you in the interviews. This is why you are advised to dress as nicely as you can in the interview room, because you don't know what will create the biasness towards you in the interviewer's mind. What is something that will create a halo effect in the interview room when you're going to have an interview? That is why you are told to improve most of your aspects while you're sitting in an interview room, right? Your dressing sense, your communication skills. These are the small soft skills, but that will create a halo effect, such as a smile, right? Your hairs, right? Or you can prevent yourself from getting manipulated by this trick is, do not get biased towards someone's one aspect. Strip away the suit and think again. Does this advice really worth it? Is it the advice that I should really follow? This is something that will make you instantly, get away from that zone of biasness. What manipulation does is it hides your natural social instinct. But once you start seeing patterns in someone's manipulation, that instinct disappears. But for most of the person, it is a time when they say, it is too late for me. I have been manipulated. So the best is, I don't want you to see everyone with the eye of bad intention, like they have a bad intention towards you or they are trying to manipulate you. But I want you to stay aware with the social life. You have to know the difference between when someone is asking you for a favor or when someone is trying to manipulate you. You have to stay a little skeptical about these things, because the world around you is not as beautiful as you think it is. So give me your opinions in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe if you want me to make videos on such other topics like this. Write in the comment section, share your opinions. I love to read everyone's comment. Meet you in the next video. Till then.